Hey, what's going on, guys? Tony here, CCxRC, and as you can see, there's a whole bunch of fun stuff here on the bench that I'm not going to get to today, but I had it here and I didn't want to move it. And so over here we've got like the Green Light Kings of Crunch series, one Bigfoot, USA #1, King Kong. And then this is the new series from Spin Master. They took over the license of Monster Jam toys from Hot Wheels, and they've got some cool stuff coming out for us. But today we're looking at the new Bright RC. This is the 1/15 scale El Toro Loco remote control car, lithium-ion battery. I've got some plans for this, guys. We're not even going to talk about it just yet, but we'll get into it after the break. All right, so let's take a quick look at this thing. I really don't know anything about this other than that I really liked the body of this and had some ideas for what it might be able to become. And so we're going to look at what it is for the people that might see it in the store and, you know, maybe they want to get it for their kid. And so yeah, we're looking right here, lithium batteries, all batteries included. That's a good start. Full function, 2.4 gigahertz. That's always a good thing. Ages 6+. And so it says full function radio control. Of course, it's fully licensed by Feld Entertainment to New Bright. And it says it's got a 100-foot range, soft grip tires. So let's get it out of here. USB charging, says it'll charge in 2 hours. So yeah, let's unbox it. So here it is in all its glory, along with the manual here, table of contents. Basically, it shows you how to charge it with the cable, the on-off switch, all that kinds of stuff. Tells you not to go in the water, not in heat, whatever. Don't run it into brick walls, things like that. So yeah, very basic directions and troubleshooting tips. The controller. I spent a little bit looking in the box thinking that there was going to be an antenna for it because it looks like there would be, but this is probably from an older model that they've used the same basic shape and mold for, and they don't need it anymore, is my guess. Probably different electronics on the inside of the controller that don't require it. But it does come with the 2 AA batteries that you need. I will be doing the run video in the morning, so the video won't post before then, but I won't be able to actually run it tonight, so I'll get a full charge on it before I do get it out there for you guys to take a look at it. All right. So I don't see an on-off switch for this. Must just be always on. So let's take a look at the bottom here. We do have steering trim. You can adjust it with this little knob here, and that will set your trim on your steering if it's not going straight. There's an on-off switch here, and then it says to open, pull down like so. And that's where we have the USB cable, and the actual battery itself is hidden. It says the batteries inside this toy are not replaceable right there. But what's sticking out here is actually, they used to require batteries, I think, for these, and this whole probably tray used to be 7 AA batteries. Now they've got the battery inside, and so I think we're probably supposed to just take the cable and put it inside like so. As you can see, there is no actual suspension on here at all. It does not move. What I really liked about this was the body itself. It is just decaled up, but overall it's a hard body, pretty rigid, plastic, not fully hard body. The horns do kind of move. You can see the decals up here. They feel like kind of papery decals, not the highest quality like vinyl or anything print. But in fact, mine's torn right here on the tooth. So that might be something I'll have to look at, maybe upgrading on here. But there's just really small motors on each axle, and you can see where it all plugs in. If you look closely, there's a white, that little plug in there. So if you are having trouble with this, let's actually just turn it on and see what we get. Do we have any power? Oh, not proportional steering either. So, and it does not have a very high top speed. I can already tell that just by driving here on the bench. But What it does have are some cool details like this motor in here. And so what my plan is, and it's just an idea, I've never actually done this before, is to make a chassis using some of this steel rod here and kind of use this frame as my basis for making and replacing the chassis here. Go ahead and put a transmission in the center with the motor that has drive shafts going to each axle. And so what I need to do is find axles that'll fit in here that are the same size, width kind of basically, because you can actually see in here it's plastic steering links. It's got a screw in here. I might be able to save these tires. I don't know how I'd attach them though, because it's not really a hex or anything. So I'm not sure what it's using. In fact, I think it's only the rears that do drive now, maybe. I think the front wires that I'm seeing up here are for, yeah. So there's two-wheel drive. The front tires, what I saw was for the servo, which again is not proportional. And is our throttle proportional? No. On or off? Okay, so very, very cheap truck, but it's only 30 bucks, so we will still do a run video with it because there are kids I could see that would benefit from having something like this. Younger kids could definitely have a lot of fun with it. So it's, you know, a licensed Monster Jam product, and kids love that. So it's got that going for it. It does have some nice decals here. In fact, I might try and cut out this piece of plastic here with their decals and all the sponsors on the side, see if I can't transfer that over. But we'll be basically looking at how it comes apart, because there's, you know, a few pins in here that we'll be able to pop off, take this out, and start setting it up to actually maybe mount. You can actually see where you'd put your plate in here and all that to make a little 1/15 scale Monster Jam truck. I think it could be a lot of fun. I haven't decided on what type of rod I want to use yet, how thin and flexible I want it to be. I don't think it's going to be a super capable truck that I build, but it will have suspension, and I'll see what I might be able to save out of here and how cheap we can do it. I don't know that it's going to be super cheap. I mean, the rod's cheap, but I have to get a transmission for it, and I got to get drive shafts. And I think the main expense will probably be the shocks and the axles, unless I can find something that has solid axles that I can put in here for pretty cheap. All right, so this is way bigger, but one of my first thoughts was maybe trying to do like SCX10 axles, so they're not quite as wide as AR60 axles. And so that's a possibility. It will be a little bit wider than the current axles, but not crazy. Maybe an inch wider to begin with. So it's not that unthinkable, I guess. Now I'll have to get tires that are more scale to it, but that might be a possibility. But what I'm actually really leaning toward is looking and seeing if I can't find some axles for an ECX Barrage. It's a 1/10 or it's a 1/12 scale crawler that I think would be probably the perfect size for this. And then maybe even the transmission and everything, the motor would mount right over as well. And so that's something that I'm looking into. But first we're gonna go ahead and give you guys a run video, see how it handles like this. I'll be thinking through this design, guys. If you have any ideas, let me know after the video is done. But we're going to end with the run footage, guys. Thanks for tuning in, as always. Hope you enjoyed the run footage. Let us know what you think in the comments below about what we should do with this thing, and if you have any ideas. But we'll be taking it apart in a different video after I've run it one time and showing people what it can do, and then we'll show you what other possibilities there might be for something like this. So thanks for tuning in, as always, guys. Have fun RC, and we'll catch you next time. Here it is. We got some run footage now of the El Toro Loco by New Bright, 1/15 scale. Check it out. It looks really cool. That is for sure. That was the top speed though, I'll tell you what. Come on, focus. That was the top speed though, so we will definitely have to show you guys what it is and is not capable of. Got a little bit of a hill here at the bottom of the driveway. It's really causing it a little bit of trouble trying to back up on it. Got up it, no problem there going in forward. You can see the horns kind of hopping around as it's driving. It's definitely, with the steering, a lot of tapping. If you want to keep it just minor adjustments in the steering. Let me back out here so we can have a little more run room for you. Yeah, for little adjustments, it's more just tapping, and it does recenter the steering, so that's good. So you can do little minor adjustments by tapping, but it is not proportional. So if you want to do small turns, you have to kind of tap it that way. Otherwise, it's full turning, which isn't a really tight radius anyway. So this is top speed again, and we'll have to check it out in the grass. My grass is pretty matted and frosty, but it'll feel a lot like cement, but we'll see how it does in that anyway. So let's do it. All right, here it is. You can tell that it has slowed it down considerably, even though this is not very thick grass, and it is it's pretty flattened down right now because of the frost, and it still is struggling. It is much slower than when it was on cement. Actually, I see over here there's a little hill climb I could do for you right on this tree. So let's give that a whirl and see what happens. Try and build up some speed for it. It doesn't feel very much power in it. Nope, that is not gonna happen. So this really would be something that you would want to use indoors. It would be something that you can use on cement, but you would not be taking this in any thick grass or you know, thick dirt or anything like that. There's just not the power there in the small motor that this thing is running, guys. So what it does have is it has really cool looks, and we're gonna try and use those looks and move them into something a little bit more capable for you guys. How's that sound? So if you stick around in the next couple videos, we'll start detailing out the plans of what we've got for this. Basically, I'm gonna make a steel chassis for it, using the plastic chassis that this has as a basis for that, and finding solid axles for it and doing it up for you. So stick around for that. Let us know what you think in the comments below. What should we do? What do you think about this truck as is? I definitely think for the younger kids, the speed is actually probably good that it's slower. So they're not really crashing into stuff. So if you got like a 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-old, maybe even a little older than that, and it's their first RC, they could have fun with it just because of the looks, but you definitely need to keep it on the cement and on smooth surfaces. If you have a big wood floors or basement, it'd be a lot of fun there. So just know what it is and what it isn't. It is not a super capable truck, but that doesn't mean it can't be fun. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. As always, guys, again, hit the like button. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and we'll catch you next time.